Hi guys, I was having some technical difficulties earlier when I was trying to go live. So since I got it live, I was like, I'll just finish setting up while I'm live. So here we are. I'm live. We're set up now. Mm. All right. Um, so glad that we're able to go live. I don't know what was happening earlier today, and either way, here we are. So we can do our message now. I did pre-shuffle the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. We haven't used it in a while. So let's see what is the dominant energy for our message today from the Wild Unknown Archetypes. I'm just giving it three quick shuffles in my hand, more, and then we'll take it from the palm. What is the message? Okay, thank you. We had a few cards fall out. Ooh, the dead end is the first one facing me. It fell face up. The dead end. When you get a dead end, you don't usually tend to sit there and just cry and stuff. You readjust your position. You find an alternate route, find an alternate way for yourself. I'm just seeing it as what would happen, we're actually driving. It's not uncommon, there's a lot of dead end streets, cul-de-sacs and stuff like that. And if we thought it was going to get us where we're going, we just have to turn around and readjust our course. Okay, so the dead end is here. The other card that fell out face up is the heart. Okay, the heart. And we have, it's like this, there's a nest. I'm hearing love nesting. And then we have this couple who's in a boat. Okay, so which way? A dead end. So there was something that was a dead end. It had to come to a stop. And signifying that we definitely have that hand is like speak to the palm because the face don't understand type of thing. Speak to the hand because the face don't understand. Yeah. And then with the heart, so definitely heart feeling like emotions and feelings, romantic connections, even. It's like, this reminds me of something that I said recently, where it's like, if it wasn't working out in love, whether this was just like a single person who was trying to date and you kept meeting the same energy over and over again, and it's like, let me just hold the vision for what I want, allow my vibration and frequency to adjust so I can attract something different. Or is this a relationship where this is the stopping point? It's like, oh, I found my cul-de-sac, I found my home, I found my heart. Or is this a connection where it seems that it's done what it's going to do, it's hit its climax, it's on the decline, and it's like now it's just like, let's just hold on to our good memories. And I'm hearing cut our losses. So I'm seeing those three scenarios just with these two cards, but there were two other cards that came out face down. I have not seen them, so let's take a look at those together right now. And it is the threshold. And again, we have that circle of the wheat, and then there's the sunlight, and it's like somebody's coming out of the dark, about to step into the sun, about to step into some possibilities, about to step into some happiness. I'm saying happiness. And the orange in there is giving me sacral chakra and saying desire. I see that somebody has in this. So I'm just picking up on a message where there's a relationship that is the stopping point, and it's about to get physical. I want to get physical. Let's get in it physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Okay, so somebody here, you're about to take that relationship to that level. Sacral chakra energy is giving me that. Um, because you now know that this is where your heart is finding its home. I'm seeing that energy here. Let's see what's this other card that came out face down. The mother. And in this image, it's like twisted bread. There's a pearl and there's a hand with the nails done. I can't help but notice that. Again, encircled with this wheat energy. What is the mother? It's nurturing, it's caring. It's card number one. Okay. So there's this energy here of growing something, about to cross into. So somebody here is going to cross into a position of more loving, more nurturing. Okay. Somebody is meeting. And somebody in a new connection, meeting a situation where there's a strong mother energy. So it could be with the mother. Okay. I also see, I'm not even gonna lie, I see this baby that's about to come to the mother. So somebody's about to give birth. Now, whenever I see babies, that could be literal, it could be symbolic. Anything that comes through with baby energy is something of your own creation. Let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. And we have Anima Mundi. Okay. At the center, there's a person who's in a meditation pose, classic yogi meditation pose. There's all the information, there's all the planets, there's all sorts of stuff going on around here. And it's like, mm, everything that is, all that is, all that is. Okay. So basically, I see somebody's world is changing big time. We're going to use a tarot to go into this, but before we do, I want to pull a lyrical evolution card just to give us the energy of this reading. So thank you for your presence. This is a timeless reading. The energy is what it's all about. So if you're here, there's something here for you. I do what I do because I absolutely love and adore my brothers and sisters of humanity. And I know that the more each one of us is empowered, the more empowered energy there is on earth for all of us. Okay. And our empowerment just magnetizes the rest of the collectives. Okay. When they reach for it, it's easier for them to grasp because you've done what you've done and I've done what I've done. What we do matters. So let's see what song is the overall energy for this message that's ready and coming through. Ooh, my prerogative. Ego trips is not my thing. All these strange relationships really gets me down. I see nothing wrong and spread myself around. My prerogative. Okay. I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. Okay. Welcome. Shout out to Brooklyn, our first live commenter. So happy you're here. And oh, it says, welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. And you know, I go live from fabulous Las Vegas. Okay. Coming to you live every time. Um, why do I even want to mention that? Because I heard, a lot of readers, I've been noticing a lot of readers are pulling all their cards before they go live. And before they go live, they've already done so much of the reading and decided what it all means. For whatever reason, I heard that I am to mention to you that I pull the cards when you're here watching the live with me. I like to make sure that I keep my mind and my energy open to allow for whatever is the most needed message at the time. So, why I need to say that to you, I don't know. But let's see, what tarot deck shall we use today? And I'm hearing the Hermetic Tarot. All right. Okay, thank you. They're showing me a 9-card spread. It's going to detail past, present, and future energy, and possibly a second 9-card spread as well. We'll see. Or oh no, they're saying both spreads will be read from the same 9 cards. Interesting. Okay. So let's see, what is the message connecting the body and the body, connecting the body, heart, and mind, connecting the body and the spirit, connecting the heart, mind, and the body, connecting the heart, mind, and heart, connecting the heart, mind, and the spirit, connecting the spirit and the body, connecting the spirit, heart, and mind, and connecting the spirit and the spirit. Okay. One for the body, one for the heart, one for the mind, one for the spirit, divine truth. Let me see, speak, and hear it with accuracy, clarity, and simplicity for my beloved brothers and sisters of humanity. First card out, we have the King of Cups. We'll pull off the top with that. King of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, the Blasted Tower, the Magician, The King of Pentacles, money man. You could call me money man. Okay. What else? The Four of Cups, the Princess of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. The truth. I heard the truth is leading to greater stability. As I look at this message, that's what I see. All right. So, King of Cups energy. I heard emotional mastery helped teach you where you're overgiving and overextending yourself in situations, where you were deceiving yourself about what situations you were involved in, about what situations you were contributing your energy to. And boom, a realization happened. Once you had that realization, it's like the divine intervened and everything changed. It could have changed. It looks like it changed instantly, just like that, just like a lightning bolt strikes and can tear the tower down. Something instantly changed. It was like the moment you had that epiphany that something just was not. Yes, that dead end energy. And it was in your heart. There's that epiphany moment. It hit your heart. It made sense. The universe changed everything. And this is in harmony with quantum physics, where it states that, items will vibrate at a different frequency based upon your attention upon it. And there's even been studies that have shown that when you're not looking at it, like, it's not there. So that's wild. Difficult for our human brains to conceive, but there's scientific based evidence to say such things, right? Now, what I love about this spread that I've pulled is that magician landed right in the heart of everything, which is the right now moment, which is telling me you are in your power. You literally have all the tools, all the magic, all the skills, all the resources. You know what to do. You know how you feel. You know what you feel means. Okay. You know how to communicate. You know how to perceive and understand. You're very intellectual, yet also very emotional and emotionally aware. Emotional intelligence is definitely here. And I see that you are I'm hearing resourceful, very resourceful. Okay, very resourceful. Now, King of Pentacles is the next card that coming out after the current magic energy, which is awesome because this is telling me master of the material world. And so one of the things that I'm seeing in this spread is like, emotional mastery has been pivotal. It's key. It's key. You cannot master your material world if you cannot master your internal world. So you cannot master your material world if you cannot master your internal world. Okay, one more time for emphasis. Yes, please and thank you. You cannot master the material world until you've mastered your internal world. And this is in harmony with the dream that I had recently. Yes, I had a dream. I had a dream. Thank you, Dr. King, for all of your dreams, because the dreams that you dreamed help bring different realities to our experience, and we appreciate that. Likewise, the dream that you dream, the dream that you dream helps bring different realities to our human experience for not only you, but for the others to enjoy too. The Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck is stating that you know and have found your truth. You know it. You know it's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do. It's your prerogative. Okay. Do you want me and you? Well, there was something here that you didn't want. And it took a lot of emotional mastery to see beyond the illusions. Yes. You had to look at past actions. You had to review past experiences to understand where you stood at that time. Now, I was going to talk about that dream that I had. And, if I'm supposed to, tell the DJ, bring it back. Tell the DJ, bring it back. Okay, porque se me fue. All right. So, with this King of Pentacles, I see new stability coming in for you and in ways you're not aware of, because the Four of Pentacles is above, the Seven of Swords is below. And that Four of Pentacles above is saying, anywhere where it's like been touch and go, hit and miss, from this day to that, this check to that check type of thing. I heard robbing Peter to pay Paul and whatever. It's like all that stuff is coming into balance, and there are divine plans. Okay, divine plans, because part of it is in this tower energy. You realize what plans were not well for you. You realize some things that were again, where you were giving your time, your energy, your finances to something that just was not doing it. It just was not cutting it. So what did you do with that Ace of Swords at the bottom? You cut it off. You cut it off. Yeah. And what you're doing right now is with this magician, what I'm seeing is you're actually looking for allowing more pleasure into your experience, more pleasure. And so what I just heard was it's not necessarily about changing everything around you to find the pleasure. It's about adjusting internally to where you really feel like you need to be right now, which is where you are. Where are your feet? This is where you should be. Not over there because your feet aren't over there. Stay where your feet are planted, okay? And in that energy, there's this ability to focus your attention in a way that allows you to experience more pleasure with what you're doing. And then they're giving me the example of washing dishes and how much I loathed it and how it would trigger me and how I'd get so angry when I was washing dishes that I didn't fucking eat off of. And then I had an epiphany one day and I realized, well, dang, if we were washing all these dishes, that means these children ate. My mother washed dishes for me. I can wash dishes for these kids. That type of energy came through my awareness and it shifted my perspective. And I'm so happy to wash dishes. And now I'm not angry while I'm washing dishes. So I'm always going to have to wash dishes, honey. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe one day somebody will wash all my dishes and toilets and tub and sinks and everything else, my laundry. That would be cool. I can accept that. I deserve that. However, until that time, I will do certain tasks and I will do them with a different mentality. One of realizing what a privilege it is to have the dishes to wash, to have had the food to eat off of the dishes, to have the children that enjoy healthy food eating off of the dishes. We were just having a conversation on the patio this morning, my daughter and I, about a little girl we know who is eating a lot of frozen foods. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's like, at what point do these adults break down and cook food for this child? Because the child now has gotten a mentality that, cook food is ick and frozen food and fast food and that shit is yum. And that's all the child wants. So there's something here about replacing a fast food, frozen food, a microwave meal mentality with let's get down and do some real cooking. Get the cutting board out, grab some veggies, maybe some butter, some seasonings, get some real meat, get a knife, chop that shit up, throw it in a pan, and let's cook up something good. And so there's new stability coming to the home. I also see new stability coming to Earth in a larger message. In a larger message, I see Earth is going into macrocosm message. I see Earth is going into a more nurturing period, after a disaster. The disaster has passed. This is for all of you. The major disaster has passed. I heard a major download has been given, a major epiphany has been revealed. You've received the message, and now you have all the resources you need. As you have accepted a truth that you did not want to see, and you gained your emotional mastery over it, you're gaining emotional mastery is allowing the mastery over the material realm. The dream. Thank you for bringing it back. I had a dream, and in this dream, I met up with all these spiritual powerhouses. It was a large meeting. There were so many of them, and they adorned me. They gave me adornments. They put necklaces. They put shawls. They decorated me with all of their ceremonial items. And as I began to speak to them, they grew irate with me because what I spoke to them about was the way I operate on the physical realm and the way I use my magic being quite different than they did. And as I talked to them about the more my internal realm is healed, the more my external experience matches the healed state of my internal realm. And they did not like it. They proceeded to try to convince me and persuade me that their use of magic was better because they could cast this spell on this person and they could cast that spell on that person and they could make people do this and they can make people do that. And if they did me wrong, I heard one of them in the dream was like, yeah, I made their ears bleed. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I don't do all of that. I don't do any of that because the energy you put out comes back to you. So what do? I heal internally and then I notice my external world shift to match the healed state that's going on internally. Okay, they all left. They all left. They took all their stuff. I took off all their decorations that they gave me. It's like all this. Thank you. I'm hearing it. All of the woo woo magic, use spiritual things that I gathered from the external world, because this is where my influence came from. Witchcraft, Wicca, church, Jehovah's Witness, Kingdom Hall, any of that shit. Okay. It's not that it's shit. It was part of a path. But yes, any of that shit that I adopted had to be taken off. Had to be taken off. The use of the tools had to be taken off. Going back to the true self. And at one point, the table for all of these mystics and magicians of different sorts, of wizards and witches and all of these ones, was so full, because there was 2 giant oval conference tables, and their table was full, and I was by myself at my conference table. And then something happened in the dream, and it shifted. And I was there at my conference table. The other table had been abandoned. It was empty, and my table was full. And one of the things that was different about the one sitting at my table was it contained all ages, all ethnicities of people from all different walks of life. And so there's something important in that, because in some of these traditional new age and spiritual modalities, it is reserved for the gifted one, for the special one. You have to be born from a specific line, this, that, and the other. And now what I'm hearing about that dream was having all the different ones, different ages, different backgrounds, different ethnicities seated around my table is highly significant, because what they're saying is the method that I use will work for people of all backgrounds, period, of all ages, period, because it's tapping into the energy and the truth that one really is. And this spread looks a lot like that, because it was on from the verge of it was from the verge of, why the verge of, what the fuck was you going to say it, or don't. Okay, don't have I say shit, like tell the DJ, bring it back. So this emotional mastery, as I recorded my dream, I had to reiterate it so many times in my recording, because I wake up groggy and half asleep, and I'm like, oh my god, I had a dream. And I had to record it so that I can remember it, so that I can process it and get the messages later. And it was so significant that it be communicated that if one wants to have a better physical experience, you can do what all these different ones did, but there are consequences and repercussions, right? And so many have tried to do that. But the way that works for everyone is to deal with self, heal the self, heal the emotional. The emotional body needs a lot of attention in this journey of wizardry, of magic, of divinity. Yes. Being one with the universe. Yes, anima mundi, being one with all that is. You can't be one with all that is if you're not one with yourself, is one of the things that I'm hearing. And I do see that this energy is affecting all of Gaia. So anywhere where you have done the work to heal your own emotional body so that you could see the truth behind the triggers, thank you, the truth behind the triggers, that energy is affecting all of Gaia, with both of those 4s up there. 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. Interesting, because we also have King of Cups, King of Pentacles. So the emotional mastery, number 4 being the number of Gaia. Okay. Also heart chakra, we did have the heart card coming out. Okay. Ooh, this is so juicy, so delicious, so delicious. And I'm seeing 101001. Yes, because the heart card is giving it to me. We have XXXI showing me 101001. If anybody knows binary code, like what does that mean? Okay, binary, duality. Okay, duality. And then so the 1 is for me, as above, so below. Personal power, authority, magic, the magician. And then the 0, infinite potential. Infinite potential is in this. Okay. So what is happening? You had your emotional mastery. You learned about where you were giving your energy in deceptive ways. In deceptive ways. So they're showing me now in the dream all of these different magicians, wizards, witches, brujas, whatever they want to call themselves, right? Practitioners of the esoteric arts. They use different methods, and this has been going on for thousands of years, and we want to accept that yes, it was part of the path to get where we're at. But if you know better, you'll do better, and mm, you didn't always know better, and once you learn better, then you can do better and apply it, right? And why is it better? The better is that it's a permanent shift when it's healed from within. So, because we have the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, one of the things Four of Cups is talking about is rejection. Not so much in this deck because it's called the Lord of Blended Pleasure, but they're saying anywhere where you felt rejected by people, they don't like me. We just watched last night, we just watched Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, I think it was the toy store movie. Magical toy store movie, and the little boy, nobody likes me, nobody likes me, nobody likes me. As long as he felt that, as long as he continued to perpetuate that idea, that would continue to be his experience. Likewise, in our energy, in our experience, in our reality, the more you feel like they don't like what I have, nobody likes me, nobody wants me, I'm not accepted, I'm the black sheep. Hoo-wee. That's my tattoo page, Black Sheep Ink, because I always felt that way. And as long as I always felt that way, I continue to see that experience. So, in this physical reality, one of the important emotional things to accept is, and to heal and to transmute the energy of is rejection. Rejection, yes. The energy of rejection will have you feeling rejected and being rejected. Nobody, yeah, it puts you in a very resistant and repellent state. I'm hearing a repellent state is what it does for us. And so there's times where we want to be in a repellent state. You're not in the right physical environment, honey. Trust and believe. You want to be in a repellent state. You put your force field down and you let them move around, but not to you. Okay, that's okay. And some of us, that's exactly how we got into this repellent state, because we were in an environment, especially in our younger years, where we needed to protect ourselves. We needed to protect our physical bodies. And so, without even knowing what we were doing, we rejected them and they rejected us, and we began this repellent state. Now they're showing me the period when I was in a very insecure mind state, and I did not want anybody to see my picture, know who I was, or know too much of what I did, because I felt like everybody was going to steal it. They were out to take advantage. They were going to steal, copy, all of that stuff. And so what ended up happening was I was not seen. I was not seen at all. And in some ways, I'm still working through that, and that's okay. However, one of the things I realized is like that presented as I moved forward in time, and I did some healing work, right? I completed processes of some shadow healing that was going on within me. Then I found that for my business to thrive, it'd be nice to be seen. And then I realized, oh, this is attached to that. Part of the reason why people aren't finding me is because I set an intention that people would not see me. And so there's some attachment to past energy. Why, how did I get there, and what needs to be transmuted? And so part of this is understanding that, first off, hmm, even if they were out to get you, when you understand the emotional mastery, that the projections that you're putting out, the way you're perceiving them, has more to do with you than it has to do with them. Then you'll understand too that what they're putting out has more to do with them than it has to do with you. Because if it works this way, it works that way. It works both sides the same way. And so, the way that they project onto you, it has nothing to do with you. And huge epiphany was shown. A huge epiphany was shown because I was in my my freshman year in high school, and I stood in the lunchroom, and I remember having all these thoughts going through my mind of, they hate me, they don't like me, blah 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 blah. And it wasn't until my mid 30s when spirit brought that memory back with the furiousness, as though it had just happened yesterday. And what they revealed to me was, those were never my thoughts. Those were never my thoughts. So even in our childhood, for somebody, this will happen around 4 years old or 6 years old or 7 years old. I'm seeing those ages where there was a realization that you had to protect yourself. You had to close your energy down and not be seen, because in most of these cases, you are accepting some psychic hit that you thought was your own idea, but it was coming from the external source. So if you had parents that were living in fear, guess what? You absorbed and you empathically absorbed that self identity, and then you wore it as though it was your own because you did not know that it was not your own. You thought it was yours because you heard it, you felt it, and you didn't know what that was. You might still not know when you're doing it because, gosh, I didn't know until Spirit showed me. And like I said, that didn't happen till my mid 30s. So some of us are attached to that. Now, the other thing, Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Barely getting by. I just had a conversation with some clients and my daughter, another patio conversation about how so used to not having enough. So, oh, let me fix this because it broke. There's not enough to go get another one. There's not enough to replace it. So let me just deal with this broken shit. I'm gonna make this broken shit work. I only have this many pairs of socks because I can't afford to spend on extra socks. Shut the front door. All that energy of lack, limitation, and poverty consciousness again came in very early, right? So, as we come into this King of Cups energy, emotional mastery, it helps us to process all of these feelings. Where are the feelings really come from? So some of us are still holding on some difficult feelings inside of our energy, difficult realities that we would like to transmute. We would like to raise the vibration of, and we would like to live more abundantly and prosperously in these areas of life, whether it is in matters of the heart or matters of the wallet, right? Either way, we would like to live more abundantly and prosperously in these ways. And so there's the revelation. And I feel like most of you have had the revelation of where these energies were something that you received from someone else, because that Six of Pentacles talks about giving and receiving. It talks about shared, where the energies were shared energies. Because, hey, if you were, no wonder I grew up with poverty consciousness. They just threw it into my brain so fast. And it was this: I grew up in the fucking projects, man. I grew up in the fucking projects. My first memory of where we live was the government projects on Colfax and Spear in Denver, Colorado. They don't even exist anymore. It was the old yellow bricks. And I'm telling you, the helicopters will fly through there. The police were always through there. People was broke. People was, oh, drug dealing, gang banging, all that street shit that comes from a result of people believing that they don't have enough, are not good enough, and cannot get enough. And that's my first memories. Years ago, my daughter had a conversation with me about this, and we were talking about, where's your first place you remember living, baby? And she was like, the fucking trailer, Mom. You remember that trailer you had? Yes, I do remember that trailer I had, because that intersection was just down as about bad as the one I grew up on in my first memory. It was on Colfax again, but this time with Peoria, Colfax and Peoria. There used to be a mobile home park there, run down shitty ass mobile home park. But I finally managed to get us our own place. And so we lived in the mobile home park. And we had this conversation because when the babies were little, my grandsons were little, uh, I, I wanted to materialize a more modern place. I was tired of living in places that have been so old, is so run down and used by so many other people. I wanted something new. I wanted to create a new memory for my grandsons. And so we materialized and attracted in this experience where we got to live in the house before I moved here. Some of you remember the big house. And it was like a Summerlin home. Everything was modern, nice tile, marble, stuff like that. It was beautiful with the high ceilings and everything. It was a beautiful home, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, a gate, a private community park, gated entry, all of these things. Little cute little street lamp post. I still love them street lamp posts in front of every house. And that is my grandson's first memory of where they lived. So there is a little gradual improvement. Why is all of this coming up? Because there's, in my experience, which is relevant to where you're at, where you've been, or where you're going, a realization of where these ideas are rooted. How did you get these ideas in the first place? That nobody liked you, or that there's not enough, or that you have to fix broken shit, keep broken shit around, or that you just can't have enough, or you better be happy you got 3 pairs of socks. Baby, I just came back from Five Below and I just bought me like another 30 pairs of socks. Not gonna lie. You know what? And the thing of it is that consciousness takes time to shift. And it's attached to the simplest things. I mean, my dad was good at teaching me how to rig shit. You ain't got it. Let's make it, right? Let's make it work with what we got. Making it work with what we've got is a great thing. However, it can also come from a lack in limited perspective consciousness. And so in this, I see new awareness of possibilities. You're realizing that idea of being rejected was never your own. You're realizing that not having enough to make it, barely being able to have what you need to get by was related to a feeling. When you felt broke, everything showed you broke. When you felt abundant, everything showed you abundant. One of the earliest changes that happened in my consciousness to affect this was a realization that I shifted, because at one point it was me by myself in business with a home rent and a business rent, taking care of six people, six of us. And I was fucking overwhelmed. I had bills that I felt like I couldn't pay. And then as I was doing my spiritual work, I just had this revelation. Spirit showed me something. And what I was shown was, Melinda, if those babies are not legally old enough or capable of working, that means God is taking care of them. The universe is taking care of them. They were given to you. And with the, I heard, with the, this is what I heard, with the energy of which you take care of them is the energy with which you'll be able to take care of them. In other words, if it felt like a burden, if it felt problematic, if it felt like there wasn't enough, if it felt like, oh my God, I got to take care of them, so that means I can't type of shit in my head, then that would be the same energy that the financial prosperity and ability to provide the resources would arrive with me. And so one of the things that I began to realize was like, all these babies are attracting money. Literally, if you didn't know that, I'm going to tell you right now. All your babies are attracting money. Every one of them. Babies, grandbabies, anybody that's too young to work and take care of themselves and needs a caregiver is attracting money. You know why? Because money is needed to feed them, clothe them, house them, give them experiences, all of these things. Pause. Let me take a drink. Ay, está sabroso. And so, what Spirit showed me was, if you're a little bit happier about having all these mouths to feed, all these bodies to clothe, and all these ones to care for, you'd be surprised how happy the resources to take care of them would show up. And so they also showed me, abundance is not just financial. Spirit showed me that very strongly. That was a very important turning point in my abundance and prosperity in my life, was realizing that abundance and prosperity is a lot more than money. And they said, what do you have so much of that you absolutely love? And they use those same things that was stressing me out. The babies. Gosh, I was stressed out. I have all these mouths to feed. I have all these people to make sure we got a place to say, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? Oh my God, I'm the only one working. And what Spirit showed me was all that money was going to funnel through me if I could adjust my perspective. And when I was asked, where am I abundant and where am I prosperous? What do I have so much of? Fucking love. Them babies love me and I love the fuck out of them. I love them babies. Them babies love me. I have so much love. And then as I got on that mental path, Spirit showed me, yeah, not only do you have so much love, but do you know how many people have the money, but they don't have the love, and they would buy the love if they could, but love is not something that can be bought. That's something to think about. And then with that, Spirit said, now don't you feel so wealthy? And I'm like, yes. And I ran with that idea. So anytime I would begin to stress about the power bill, I remember I had a $60 power bill, and that's so low, and wondering how the fuck was I going to pay it on time. Absolutely absurd to me today. And shifting the thought. Stop thinking about lack and limitation, Melinda. Think about the abundance and prosperity. Every time I come home, these babies' faces light up. They're so excited to see me. Grandma, mommy, you're home. Oh, yes, good times, love flows. I see them, I light up. I see their faces, I hear their voices, I watch them play, and it lights me up and makes my day. This is abundance. This is prosperity. This is the shit that people can't pay for, but they wish they could. So, because we have the threshold and the mother in our second two cards that came out from the wild unknown archetype, it feels to me like mommy, all the mummies and daddies, but we're going to speak mommy because it says mother, realizing this, okay, that these children are dependent upon you and that you are the resource bringer. You're the resource receiver. Resource receiver. You are the resource receiver to care for them, to provide for them. This shifts your whole reality. In this consciousness, this technique, this mentality will affect Earth. So, as you are heading into this place of more prosperity and abundance, things that are going to come up for you. Anywhere where your mother was steeped in lack and limitation. For example, when my mother finally passed, just before she passed, they brought me all her belongings from Denver because that's where she was living. Anyways, long story short, as I was unpacking my mother's things from her vehicle that they brought here with her, what did I find? The same pair of jeans I watched my mother wear her entire life. My mother had a favorite pair of jeans. And let me tell you, I held them up, and there were places where the denim was worn so thin that it was like see through down there. Um, Talk about lack and limitation mentality, right? So many pieces of clothing. Like my mother had the same clothes. She rarely went out and bought herself new clothes. Now, she did provide for us. She would go and find a clearance sale at freaking one of these department stores, and she would come home with bags full of clothes for us, right? But as far as caring for herself, very lacking limitation minded. And then I've already spoken of father and the way he, if it was broke, he'd try to fix it, finagle it, rig it, whatever to make it work. These mentalities came up. These were part of where the lack and limitation was connected to. Another thing with that four energy that we talked about, a four can talk about your home, your domicile, your place of residence. Again, where did I grow up? We moved from one projects, okay, to another neighborhood, and then we weren't in the projects, but we was at down half a block down the street from the projects. You know what I'm saying? We're living in a community clinic neighborhood, right? Lacking limitation, poverty was abundant, scarcity, not enough, street shit, broke shit. It was there. This is an experience that's coming through the cards about somebody who's decided that you've had enough of not enough, who's decided that you've had enough of feeling rejected, unwanted, unliked, unaccepted, and unloved. Anywhere where you felt those ways, it was something inside of the self. Where were you not loving yourself? Where did you not accept yourself? Why did you feel that you weren't good enough? Okay, so this epiphany, and with the Ace of Swords in this deck, one of the things I love is that the crown is there and it's halfway down the blade of the sword, which is letting me know that that download you got it halfway, baby. It's going deeper. Go deeper. Take it deeper. So looking in this spread, key things to review in the self. First off, you need to understand it's your prerogative. Okay, it's not about the ego. This is not about making them excited about what you got, keeping up with the Joneses, the Smiths, or any fucking buddy else. I heard the Robinsons. Meet the Robinsons. Okay, this is not about being the cleavers. Ego trips is not our thing. This is not an ego thing. Okay, this is not about an ego thing. All these strange relationships get you down, strange relationships to items, to experiences, to other people, and to your damn self. I heard and to your damn self. Yep, I heard. And if you're feeling froggy, jump. Okay, whatever. Why is that coming out here? Okay, and then I see nothing wrong in spreading myself around. I'm hearing the more you infuse your energy to it, the more it is attracted to your energy. Interesting. So there's something there in that. So, and then as I say that, I see the more detached you are from financial prosperity, the more criticism and ridicule you have about money, who has it and what they do with it, the more you resist the money instead of attract the money. The more you resist the people instead of attract the people. Attention, where your attention goes, that's where energy flows, and that's what grows. So as you say, that is not for me, and you put a lot of attention into what is not for you, and they're different than me. They not like us, okay? Yeah, Kendrick beefing with Drake. They not like us, okay? They aren't like us, okay? So there's something here about that may be true. Yeah, that may be true. However, what are you going to put your attention to? What is like you? What is like you? Where is it like you? Where is it like you that you've attracted this experience, that you've attracted this situation, that you've attracted this type of person, this type of relationship, this type of financial status? Where is it like you? What is that related to? What's the core of it? What's the earliest memory you have of this lacking limitation experience? What's the earliest memory you have of feeling rejected? And where is the truth in that? And where is the truth in that? In most cases, you were a little kid. In damn near everybody's cases, you were a little tiny kid. And it has something to do with some feeling, some idea, some thought that the other was projecting and you were receiving because you were living in the experience with somebody else who had been on this planet a little bit longer than you. So they had a lot of influence. They had a lot of influence. So there's this realization from the past of where there have been deceptive ideas, untruths, lies that you have accepted, adopted, and claimed as your own, but they never were. They never were. And then as you realize that and you're focused on that specific subject, item, experience has shifted, your vibration and frequency shifts. And therefore, that item shifts its frequency and vibration as you're looking at it, because now you're seeing it differently. You're seeing it differently. Quantum mechanics says it's going to vibrate differently because you're seeing it differently, and it must break and it must change. And that's the blasted tower moment. That's the blasted tower moment. And then, just like I tattooed it on me, lessons and blessings, honey, lessons and blessings go hand in hand. What's happening is you're finding the lesson. And once you find that lesson, you unlock its blessing and it must be revealed to you. All of this is leading to material mastery. This is leading to understanding that it is okay for you to be happy. It is okay for you to have connections. And it is okay for you to recognize where you are accepted. Now, thank you. Thank you, crazy little lady. She came through real quick and she said, remember that time when you was like, I don't have nobody. I'm Mr. Lonely. I do remember that time. I was in a time where I ended up by myself and she was the only one there to keep me company. And she pointed out to me, you have so much love. Everybody loves you. Look at all your clients. Not only do they give you what you ask for your services, but they do more. They do extra. They're always giving you gifts. You have so many people that love you. So many of us have so much love around us. We don't even know. We don't recognize it as love. We don't recognize it as acceptance. We don't recognize it as something to be appreciated. For some of you, you go to the same, I'm seeing convenience store every day. And that person is always so delighted to see you. And they're always so kind to you. And they always smile and they have something nice to say. That is actually a beautiful high vibrational experience. And if we could put more attention onto that instead of who's not in your house, who's not in your day-to-day life, that would shift your world greatly. Now, I don't know who you are, but you know who you are, and they're showing me your experience is significant and you're watching, and this is something you've been calling for. You've been calling for this information because you're ready for something greater in your life, but you're not noticing where you're getting the types of interactions that you want, because that's not exactly it. Okay, but is it got some sort of leaning towards what it is that you want? In other words, don't you want somebody who lights up when they see you? Because this person at the convenience store, oh, they light up. They smile. Oh, hi, how you doing today? Oh my God, it's so good to see you again. How you doing today? Blah blah blah. How's your flowers today? I see. How's your garden today? How's your dog today? They talk to you like they fucking know you, like they're your neighbor, like they're your friend, like something like that. But they're just that person that works at the convenience store. But you be going there every day. You go there every day. Take time to appreciate what you do have, and you'll have more. In other words, from that appreciation of that seemingly insignificant small connection, what you can do is focus on the connection part of it and then watch the connection energy grow and expand into other areas of your life. Much like that poverty and lack limitation mentality. I had to look at what did I have a lot of? I had a lot of nail art, but I had a lot of love with these babies. And so looking at the abundance, I even heard it. Look at the abundance of grass. Look at the abundance of air. Look at the abundance of light. Look at the abundance of life. Look at the abundance wherever you find it. And then what happens? You'll grow the energy of abundance. But if you're constantly all day long looking like, I don't have enough pairs of socks, so I have to wash laundry all the time. And I hate this. I wish I could get more. No. Pay attention to what you have. What do you have? Focus on the abundance. Focus on what you have. And the thing is, we learn these things so young. We observed them through observation. We adopted these mentalities. We made them our own, and that can change. And for somebody here, you're coming into this energy right now where very powerfully, with that magician at the center, knowing your truth at the base, emotional mastery behind you, you're coming into huge financial prosperity and abundance and financial stability. They're saying with stability in your near future. As you've recognized the truth about these connections, about where these origins of these energies are from your experience, it's going to open up so much more. It's opening up beautifully. So let's pull some more oracle cards and see what other messages Spirit has for us in this energies. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too loud for you. All right. So, let's go crystal reading cards. It kind of spoke to me this morning. So let's see what crystal energy. Some of you like working with crystals. That's okay. Either way, there's a message from the crystal reading cards for us in harmony with what we've been discussing here. Let's see what is the most valuable message you have to add to what we've channeled so thus far. And what would we call this? Emotion. King of Cups meets King of Pentacles meets stability, and then again they're repeating it to me. And this affects Gaia. This affects the collectives. This affects the whole world around you. I heard 7 generations deep. That 7 of Swords. Yeah, 7 generations deep. I heard breaking curses, breaking spells, and breaking open the box of abundance. That's what I heard. The box of abundance. The box of abundance. Okay, the box of abundance has a lot more to do with your mind. Okay, the box of abundance. So it's not just one. There are multiple boxes of abundance. Which one will you open up today? Will you look at, oh my God, I have so many spices in my spice cabinet. I could truly spice up all sorts of dishes with all of these spices. Will you look at, I have so many socks. I'm so happy that I have so many socks. I could go weeks without washing laundry if I wanted to because I have so many socks. I have so many underwears. I've got so many bras. I've got so many clothes in my closet. Oh my God, I love all the clothes I have in my closet. Oh, I got so much love with these children. Oh, yes, I love providing for these children. These children love me so much, and I love them so much. What box of abundance will you open up today? Will you look at the grass outdoors? We say, oh my God, look at all that grass. There's endless grass. I see somebody out their window, out their door. There's fields of grass, just so much grass. I see somebody noticing all the birds and butterflies and wildlife that just surrounds their home. Where do you live? It's very country-like settings I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody who lives next to the ocean. You've got a view of the ocean and the abundance of waves. I heard if you sat there all day long and just watched the abundance of waves and gave your attention to the abundance of waves, you'd see an abundance of waves coming into your life. And it's about removing the focus from what's not, from what you don't have, from who don't want you, from what didn't want you, from what didn't work, and shifting it into what is working, where there is abundance, what is here now, here and now. I promise to love faithfully. Okay, do you promise to love faithfully the abundance of here and now? Because if you could promise yourself that, you would see the experience As you've healed it inside, it will show up in your external experience. And how much better and more empowering it is when you can notice the abundance in yourself. They're saying one of the biggest power moves Melinda ever made was to notice the abundance of arts and words to give to people and realize that has value, that has value. And as she gives it, the universe reciprocates back to her. Healer honey, the message is the new Uumite stone, and it says the word healer. And this is how we began channeling out this message, talking about you becoming the healer of your own experience, starting internally and allowing that to grow and reflect back to you externally. We have the forgiveness card at the bottom of the deck. Yes, they're showing me the necessary phase when I had to come into realization and offer myself forgiveness for faithfulness to all these external lies, to all these different things that were not in my best interest, because that was what I knew. And they're showing me the period where I went through a major revelation and realized that faithfulness to those ideas and those beliefs and those experiences was counterproductive to my best interests. I had to forgive myself for allowing myself to come to where I was based on falsehoods, based on falsehoods. Yes, based on the lies from the past. Yeah, lies from the past that you probably didn't create. You probably inherited that shit, but they were that nonetheless. Okay. Pause. I need another drink. Ay, qué sabroso. Now, let's look at the divine abundance oracles calling to me. And let's get the most important message out of this deck. Yeah, your healing energy. So many people are using witchcraft, magic, and all this other shit to try to materialize and attract something from the external. But it is all being made through you. It's all being created through you. It's all being attracted through you. So what you do internally with you is the most important thing. So you can work the hard way or you can go the direct way. I'm sort of a shortcut person. I like the most direct route. I've always been that way. And sometimes the most direct route is not the mainstream way. Sometimes the most direct route is back streets all the way. And then GPS are trying to send you on the highway because that's where everybody else going. No, I'm not going down the highway, what everybody thinks is faster, but is literally just more congested. Okay, congested with more false ideas. With more false beliefs, more false pretenses, attachments to external items and sources, giving the power away to this crystal, that magic spell, or that somebody else is the source of what you need. No, 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 no. That's all that spell casting brujeria. Let me cast a spell on you so I can get what's mine. That makes no fucking sense at all. If it's yours, if somebody else is meant to bring it to you, that's what is going to happen without you having to force somebody out of their will, out of their self decisions, their self authority, right? You don't have to do that. If This is like the girl that called me asking me if I do free readings. Nope. What do you do love spells? Nope. Hung up the phone. It's not for me. You know why? Because she has no idea what she's getting herself into, trying to force somebody to love her out of their own will. Everybody has their own will. Everybody has their own self authority. And this is about not taking it from somebody else, but creating it through the self. And if it's coming from the hand of someone else, well, then they'll be brought to it without you having to do some sort of spell work or spell casting. No, you'll attract it. You will attract it. The universe can use the hand of another man, woman, or person on earth, but it doesn't mean that you're going out casting spells trying to get it. No, no, no. The spell you cast is on the self. If you're going to be spell casting, cast the spell of abundance, cast the spell of clarity, cast the spell of knowing, cast the spell of self-awareness, cast the spell of mindfulness on the self. Cast the spell of a raised vibration frequency on the self. Heal the self to heal the experience externally. What is the most valuable message here? For the love and peace and happiness, try hip at this time by divine design. So thankful and grateful for your beautiful presence. What do we have? And it came out reversed. It says sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go, illusions, obsessions, and addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. That blasted tower is relating to the sacrifice, realizing you had to sacrifice the old realities, old truths. You hear old truths and realities had to be sacrificed to allow yourself to sit in this prosperous, abundant energy, this stability that is coming in for you. What's at the bottom of the deck? Individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plans in this earth school. Yes, life, your experiences, all the pain, all the difficulties, all the strain. It was never a bad thing. It was what the heck you needed to get where you are now. It was the experiences that you required to help your consciousness have that dang epiphany. And I always say, a dang good thing I went through it then. That way I ain't got to go through it now. They're showing me to use the Manifest Soulmate Oracle cards and the Fairy Dust cards. So let's start with the Manifest Soulmate Oracle cards. Haven't used these ones in a while. To channel some more messages for you. So yeah, there's a need to surrender. Surrender to the fact, I hear surrendering to the fact that everything you've lived has been in your best interest. Even if it wasn't pleasant, it was in your best interest. Why? Because the universe, God, source, your higher self, your future self, all knows what's the best way for you to gather the understanding of who and what you truly are. If it took all those years of being broke and rejected, I heard, and disrespected, for you to realize your truth and now stand up in your prosperity, your abundance, your authority, and your power, well, then is it not all worth it? Is it not all worth it? Okay. And how is it worth it? So I'm also hearing for you, important. What is that thing that you don't like about your past, that pisses you off, that you wish never happened, the worst thing that ruined your life? If you've not yet asked a question, it's time to ask a question. What question do I ask, Melinda? The question that you ask is, how is this in my best interest? How is this serving me in my best interest? And you can be mad about it. That's fine, because I just was about to get really mad. I could feel it on my face. It was a pissed off energy. How is a shit basket you're handing me here in my life in my best interest? Okay, and when you ask that question, just back away from it. Just leave it alone. Let life show you. Let the epiphany come in. Somebody here, you've recently done that. Somebody, this reading is a little bit more advanced in the linear time stream of your experience, and this is exactly what you will do to break the chain, to break the curse, to break the lie, to break the deception, to break that situation of being broke. Hello, to break that broke back mountain. Why am I hearing broke back mountain? Okay, somebody been living on broke back mountain. Somebody living in a mountain. I heard Beverly Hillbillies. Okay, let me tell you a story about a man named Jed. Worked so hard, he barely kept his family fed. Okay, then one day he was out shooting for some food, and up from the ground came a bubbling crude. Oh, that is. The next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Okay, what is it? The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Okay, so listen, that's the thing. Somebody here, you have probably, is whether it's present or past, been barely keeping the family fed, but you was shooting to feed your family. That's the perfect thing that's going to bring all the abundance in. Whoo, I'm so thankful and grateful for everything I can do to take care of my children, to take care of my family, to be the provider. I'm so thankful and grateful that I am the provider of this family, not like, oh my God, how in the fuck am I going to take care of all these kids? I got 6 mouths to feed. Two completely different mentalities, same exact situation. You will be out shooting for some food. Boom, out from the ground comes a bubbling crude. From the ground, from your foundation, from where you began, comes the bubbling crude. Here comes the oil, baby. Slick oil that's going to pay. This is your rich payday. Your rich payday lies in your foundation, but you got to be out shooting for some food. You got to be ready to be the provider. You got to accept that this is your position. You are a provider. And how is that true? And how do you feel about that? And if you have hard feelings about being a provider, you might want to sit down and see, where is that connected to? What is the most valuable message we have here for the love and peace and happiness? Try at this time by divine design. Yeah, you about to be Jed. Hi, Jed. I'm going to call you Jed from now on. Let things come and go. Stay calm. Don't let anything disturb your peace and carry on. Where you're at. Where are your feet is the energy here. Where are your feet? I heard find a reason to be grateful for where your feet are now. Things will come, things will go. Your peace is important. Your gratitude is important of where you're at and carry on. Bottom of the deck. Don't be afraid of losing someone who doesn't want you. Again, that energy of rejection was very strong. Rejection. They don't love me. They don't want me. They don't like me. I'm not good enough. Stop stressing yourself out over this shit. If they want to leave, let them leave. I heard hold the door open for them. If they want to come in, only let them come so far, but figure it out. You'll figure out how far they need to come and find out why do they want to come here so bad? What are they offering to my experience? You can ask this in real time. You got somebody in your face. What's the purpose of this? What's their reason and season? There's a reason and season for everything and everyone in your life. What's the reason and season for this? Okay. Ask and it shall be revealed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh, so part of this, again, the emotional mastery is coming up in this section. That King of Cups energy, which was our first card out, coming up huge with this let things come and go, stay calm, don't let anything disturb your peace and carry on. Emotional mastery is everything. If you let everything that's happening out there piss you off, upset you, get you all stressed out, crying, boo-hooing, pitying yourself, and the rest of that shit, oh, Lord, there's no emotional mastery. You're letting the results dictate the cause as opposed to being the cause that is the reason for the results. And that's the shift that needs to happen. If you're upset about what's going on out there is the side effect. All your human physical, everything your physical eyes can see, touch, or feel, right? Your hands can feel, is a side effect of yesterday's vibration, energy, frequency. It's a result of where you've been, and not even yesterday, the last minute. When you started watching this video, as your energy shifts, your reality will shift. And the more you begin to pay attention to this, the more evidence you'll see of it. The more evidence you'll see of it, you'll see more and more synchronicities, signs. You'll have epiphanies. You'll have deja vus. What is deja vu? It's a confirmation for you from your higher self. You're right where your feet are is where you need to be. Hello? All right, let's see from the fairy dust. What is the most valuable message for the love and peace and happiness tribe? Thank you for your love donations. Sure, you can send me for your own prosperity and mine. Thank you. I deserve that. And your personal consultation. Yes, I have time for you. Support. There is always help around. When you ask, it can be found. God, please help me. Who can help me? I need help. Show me where the help is. Okay, thank you for always being there to help me. I'm hearing. And then again, she's coming through again. She's coming through. She's like, yeah, just like when I showed you how much your people love you. Yeah, you're right. She was absolutely freaking right. I had so much support that I didn't realize was support because, like I told my daughter, sometimes when you sit in the roses too long, you forget that you're sitting in a room full of roses. In other words, when you get so used to the attention. So it's like, yeah, you ever have that air freshener or that candle and it smells so strong when you first put it on, but if you keep burning the same one all month long, the smell's not as strong until you go out of your house. Then you come back in. Whoo, now you can smell it so strong again, right? And that's the thing. You become desensitized. You become desensitized sometimes to the good things, especially when your point of focus is not on how good it is. You got good things happening for you right now. Something. If nothing else, I could tell you a few things that I know. And this is for every person who ever watches this video in all time, space, and dimension. You're breathing, you're hearing, and you're seeing. And honey, there are a lot of people that are not doing any of those three, but you are. So if that's all the abundance you can focus on, golly, how many times did I breathe today? I breathed so many times today. There's so abundance in my breath. My lungs work amazing. Oh my God, my eyes. I'm seeing so many things right now. I've been seeing all day long. My eyes work perfectly. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Oh, I'm listening. I can hear so many things. So much abundance. Find anything to focus on abundance about, and more abundance will be shown to you. Thank you. The bottom of the deck is rainbows. In our forest, no trees debate. Rainbows stand with love, not hate, not hating your life, not hating your experience, not hating the other, but love. Love and support, honey. Rainbows support you. I heard rainbows support you. All of these self awareness, self shadow work, self mastery, emotional mastery, all of this stuff is I'm seeing with the rainbow's energy 7 colors, 7 chakras, the same colors as the chakras. Some people don't know that. Some people don't realize that Roy G. Biv is literally the same order as the 7 chakra system. So this is showing me, as you notice, this is going to help align your chakras. And because we had that orange chakra, and we talked about, for somebody, this is a relationship that is going to turn physical, physical. I want to get physical. Let's get it physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Yeah, your self talk, your body talk is going to be a lot different about your physical reality. Apparently, the relationship we're talking about is relationship with you and emotional mastery, the relationship with you and this material world. It's time to get physical, baby. It's time to make it physical. Connect with the physical world around you, noticing where your abundance is, noticing where you have the privilege of being the channel for prosperity, for financial flow, for love to flow, for all this abundant. What is it? You've got it. You got it. You got it, girl. You got it. Can't nobody take it from you. It was always yours, and you got plenty in store. More and more and more. You have so much. It's your job to see it. I've did my part to share what I know, what I've experienced. So many of my personal tales coming out in this message, channeled through, meant to come through for you. Put something in the comments. Thank you for your love donations. Choose me for your personal consultations. Liking this video, subscribing, getting the bell for notifications, and coming back for more. Until next time, thank you for also what you do for our collective, what you do for yourself, you're doing for all humanity. Because I promise you, there's somebody out there who's just like your energy. And because you raise your vibration, it's easier for them to do it too. And you don't even know this person, you won't even know who they are. Until next time, I absolutely love and adore the part of me that aligns with you. The golden thread that shines all the way through, called love and peace and happiness. And in the meantime, in between time, you can treat yourself at LPHtarot.com. As in love, peace, and happiness to you and yours, and of course, me and mine. Until next time. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. That's all, folks. Later, baby. And I'm out.